gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and tripping orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move rockin' on? Now who wanna move crossing on? Now who wanna move out on? If you got stripes, then you let the city know you rock 'em. Yeah, we got 'em.
Welcome to Bengals and Brews. I wasn't going to be here, but I'm here. PSG's here. Pork Chop's here. Daughter has prom today. Her and her girlfriend be at prom. She's getting ready. I realized, like right before I left work, I'm like, hey, do you need anything? Because I wanted to be available because I know normal chaos in my family and them getting ready is just wild. And then I thought, why would I do this to myself to where I would be in the house during all this chaos when I could just come down here, do the show for about an hour. When the hour's up, then I got to go drive over there to the, well, I'm going to have beers last first.
Right. Yeah.
You guys, I'll be right back. Something came in the mail. I'll be right back.
Are you going to spike the punch?
No. I'm going to be there for Grand March, and we got to wait for pictures. I was just informed it's junior and senior prom, which they've never done that at this school. It's like, why are you doing that? It's more people. I got to sit through more people and wait and be around for pictures. I'm like, this sucks. I better try and drink several beers first. That's the only logical thing.
Yeah, no kidding, man. I never went to prom. I never was. I went to that goddamn Baptist boarding school. So they didn't have Baptists don't think you can dance. That's fucking, you'll go to hell if you dance if you're Baptist. Fucking send you down to the fire. Wow. So we had junior senior banquet. So we went and sat around in the goddamn cafeteria at the boarding school and ate steak and potatoes. It was a lot of fun.
That's not bad. Steak.
No, not especially when you're, there's a little bit different. The steak at fucking boarding school is not Ruby's.
Man, Dustin getting ready to get on a plane and comes in. Let me get this quick question in. Yeah. Now
look what came in the mail.
Hey, where'd you get that, Greg?
Up my ass.
God damn.
And it's fucking awesome, man. I love this. Excuse my profanity, bitches.
I'll let it show it off a little more. So show it off a little more, and I'll put Dustin's question back up.
Put him on the big
same
screen.
Shirt. Chop Shop, baby. Chop Shop's got all the good stuff.
Yeah.
Chop
That's
Shop
a good looking shirt, man.
No, I'm wearing
Chop Shop 513.myshopify.com. Get your gear. All the Bengals Brews gear is on there.
I got
just a ridiculous amount of shirts, man. I literally have probably like 8 of them, and I wear them. Except excuse my language, my fucking language. I don't wear that one to work.
Right. You don't wear that one to prom.
Should I wear that? Should I wear that to my family get together? And would that not be a good idea?
Yep, you sure should.
But
it's true. It's not prom if you're not hammered.
I don't know. I had steak.
You know what this koozie's very useful for? 50 West Beer, proud sponsor for our show that can fit perfectly well in this koozie. Shout out to our sponsors, 50 West Beer. And along with that, you can watch the 50 West Beer after Midwest Best Barbecue, proud sponsor of the show. By the way, a week from today, we will all be there at Midwest for the event. Just a week away, guys.
Hold on. They're holding the plane for fucking Dustin. What's his question again?
Yeah. Well, Robert, I've not seen the mock. I've not been on Facebook. I don't do Facebook a whole lot, but I'll check it out. So he's hitting us with the hard stuff here. It's not going to happen because we're going to win the Super Bowl.
Right. So destiny here, Dustin.
If the Bengals don't get a Super Bowl this year, would you consider the Burrow era to have performed under expectations? I wouldn't say that. We've been to a Super Bowl. We were back in an AFC championship game. I don't think – we hadn't won a playoff game before Burrow in, 30 years? Right. So I think he's already exceeded expectations, but the expectations rise once you go to a Super Bowl as early as he did. And we need to win one, and we're going to win one. I don't want to sit and harp on that too much. I appreciate the question, Dustin, but, man, that's a tough one there just because it's like we'll talk about that if we don't win. That'll be a topic next offseason, but we're not going to have to talk about it. What's up,
and also, don't fucking worry about it. Let me tell you something. Destiny year.
Year.
For all the podcast listeners. For all the podcast listeners. Destiny year. Nolans, 2025.
Exactly.
Joe Burrow goes back to the Superdome and does
Look
what
at
he
these
does
cool
best.
kids.
At the Superdome, he wins championships.
So Luke Combs has a deal with Miller Lite, huh?
Nice.
Yeah, it's 50 West, Greg. This
that's
is 50
West.
West.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
They came out with
I
one
only drink
called
50
Miller
West on the
Lite
show
by
because
Luke
they're
Combs.
sponsored.
It's their new one.
But yeah, no. Anyway,
What happened to Chop?
I was digging in my nose.
but no, Chop though, man. This shirt's
I
fucking
turned it off
awesome,
the
man.
camera so that nobody'd see. I had an itch inside my left nostril.
But Chop, this shirt
Turn
came
off
in
the
awesome,
camera.
man.
Thank you.
Please
All the
check
shirts are
out.
awesome.
What's that?
I said all the shirts are awesome.
Yes, they are.
Man, I'm telling you that I love that one too. Haven't got to wear it a lot because it came in late in the season, the Victory Monday. I love that shirt, man. It's like the Mario style.
Oh, right here.
I'm a nerd.
Dude,
I
was just looking in here. Oh, here it is. I'll show you. Because I was looking at it and I thought, man, I cannot wait because you fucking know we're going to be wearing this shirt a lot.
Hell yeah. I got to get me a No, Chop. For my Victory Mondays at work, I got to get that hat. I'm definitely getting the hat, and I got to get one of your shirts.
Yeah. I wear the hat too to work.
And it's going to be every fucking Monday from September till February.
Unless we play on Thursday night.
Anthony Snow, my bastard. Anthony Snow, my bastard, has a question. He's trying to get on a plane too.
Yeah, these guys are just trying to make us not win the Super Bowl. But it's floating around social media to fire Zach if we don't make the Super Bowl. So not necessarily win it, but make it. But damn, if we make it, we're winning it this time. Joe Burrow is not losing the second Super Bowl.
Man, social media is an evil place, man.
Yeah,
it is not.
Facebook.
Zach Taylor is a great fucking coach.
Yeah.
And Joe Burrow is him.
Yeah, speaking of social media, I got to speak up on this.
Wait a second. I want to stick with this, and then you can go to social media.
All right, go ahead.
So, about Zach specifically, I don't think he would get fired, but I think if they underperform again, it's time to start asking the question about play calling.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair place to start. But a leader and a culture building guy, I think Zach is a damn good head coach, still very young. I think players respect him. Joe Burrow loves him. You always want to keep, your top guys happy. Players seem to love playing for him. He was one of the few grades where we had like an A+ on that report card thing that came out that the players do. But so I think, if we underperform, and I'm not going to, I can't say exactly what that means. Not making the playoffs, maybe.
Not making the Super Bowl, I think, to be honest.
Not winning a Super Bowl, even.
Yeah.
But I think, then who calls plays, whether it's Dan Pitcher or you bring in somebody. I'm just saying, I think that would be evaluated before like just straight up firing Zach. I don't think that would be the move, and I don't think the Bengals would do it. So it's kind of pointless to really talk about it too much.
The Bengals are so loyal to the coaching staff.
Look how much Marvin got. He never took the team to. He never won a playoff game.
Marvin Lewis is probably still being paid by the Bengals.
20 years.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just my opinion, and that's not, hey, I've got this loyalty to Zach or anything like that. I'm not trying to kiss his ass.
Right.
I just think he's a good head coach, but maybe you evaluate play calling if you underperform. But I don't think we're going to underperform. We're going to win the Super Bowl.
No, what messed up the play calling was because Joe Burrow's injury. We had to adjust to something that just wasn't working. When Browning came in, all those awesome plays, everybody was like, well, did they just write up these plays? No, they had these plays ready for Burrow.
Yeah, Joe Burrow played like a couch for the first 3 or 4 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll fire Greg.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Don't win the Super Bowl. Greg's fired.
Yeah. Greg, your job's on the line here, and you're going to sacrifice. You're going to have to sell your house when you don't get that big fat-ass paycheck from these
We may bring you back as an intern, but you're getting fired.
Okay, that's fine. You know what, man? I got to think of something with Santori. No, I tell you what. If the Bengals don't win the Super Bowl, we don't eat Santori's cooking ever again.
Speak for yourself, Greg. I'll probably eat.
I'm just kidding. I was
going to say, look at me and Chop. You think we're tailgate food?
Hey, Santori just randomly shows up at my job with food in the middle of the night.
Yeah, right.
Eating it.
Chop's not agreeing to that.
Yeah. And not only that, but he'll sacrifice his whole social media account for me. He'll bring me a fucking banana cream cake, and then the whole gesture of him giving it to me will be flagged by fucking Twitter and they'll cancel his account. That's the kind of guy he is. I'm eating the food.
All right. I don't know what Santori has against me, but whatever.
Now this, yeah. And I think maybe now that they've seen Jake Browning, if Burrow was and heaven forbid, let's just hope he's healthy for all off season and gets that. I think getting off to a fast start this year, things like that will be huge for this upcoming season, because I originally titled the show about season expectations, and Greg thought Jared was going on, and then Derek there was a lot going on with this episode. But speaking of Derek, he is.
Speaking of the arrow.
That little gay bastard, and he's gone.
He left.
But no, so yeah, like I say, man, just anything about. What's up, Tyler? What's up, Chris?
Say, Chris. It's a good name, elite name, Chris.
Oh yeah, Greg, that'd be awesome.
That's what I'll do then. Instead of firing me, I'll do something embarrassing.
You do,
yeah.
Put the Who Day
the costume.
Yes,
Who Day costume.
But
you do the dot bot on the 50-yard line.
On the 50-yard line.
I just want to say something, Bengals fans. I respect y'all. Y'all have a right to your own opinion. I am not trying to be a dictator with any of you or anything. But good Lord, when someone posts something very opinionated, you don't agree with it, you don't have to come at people saying, you don't know what you're talking about. You know what you're doing. When I post a mock draft, I was getting bombarded by people. I'm like,
and then he posted 27 more.
I know.
You're not even praise. If you're not going to praise Greg, don't comment at all, he says.
Greg does a mock every time Santori takes a shit.
You're not going to agree, Greg. That's
No, people aren't going to agree, but no, that's fine. You can say, hey, I respectfully disagree, but you don't have to come at me like a rabid dog, man. I'll still love you if you don't agree with me, but you don't have to bark at me. I was dragged.
Yeah. They drug you through it, man.
What was I dragged with, Santori?
Greg, it's a saying sometimes that the kids say.
Yeah.
I don't know if kids actually say that, but.
Yeah, well.
Like you got dragged. You got ragged on online.
Yeah, you got ragged on, man.
Yeah, no. Okay, yeah, I got ragged on. Look, I love you all. You all can have a right to say I respectfully disagree with you. That's fine. Thank you, Tyler. But like I say, there's no need to come at me like saying, hey, Greg, you don't know what you're talking about. You have no right to be doing this. It's cool. That's fine. We all want to win a Super Bowl.
This is what the fuck I've been talking about. Everybody just chill and watch Ricky Stenicki.
Thank you, Chris. I will do that. You know what? That's a good idea. Maybe I'll do that.
I'm telling you, that show's funny as shit. Everybody just watch Ricky Stenicki, laugh your ass off. Thank you, Chris. I've been telling these fuckers.
No, I need to watch
it. I watched it. I didn't think you guys hyped it up so much that I didn't it. Didn't blow my mind. But I'll watch it again and maybe like it. I'll try.
Yeah. What next time you watch it after a 6-pack of them Miller Lights?
Yeah, I know. I was completely sober, so
it makes the comedy even
better.
What makes the comedy better? 4 Locos. Pick one up at your local convenience store.
Piggly Wiggly.
You know what? And Chop, you know what else pisses me off? I'll tell you what pisses me off. This thing always falls down. I'm hoping this thing freaking breaks on me, and it doesn't. It still finds its way to get back together. Stupid diehard.
You just can't wait until it's about Christmas time so you can start having.
Literally, the thing will fall off my desk and it won't break, but everything else breaks.
That's right.
Maybe next year, even though it'll get flagged on YouTube or whatever, but we'll just do a live viewing where we just watch Die Hard together and talk about what a great Christmas movie it is.
Yes, we'll do it
Live
on
commentary.
Christmas Eve or something. Yeah.
Bengals and Brews Christmas special.
Yeah.
Non-Christmas special. Well, we can watch it in the summertime. That's when I watch that movie.
Why don't we have Bruce Willis on the show?
We should.
Are you saying you want to have Christmas in summertime?
No.
Also, I think Bruce Willis is.
I was going to say he's not. No, he's not doing too well. No.
Then he'll probably want to do the show. Like he's not doing much.
Well,
literally, you can sit at home and do the show.
No, chop. That's.
Oh no.
I mean, what's wrong with him?
I don't know. He's like.
He's got no. I think he has all. No. Hey, we're praying for you. I think he has Alzheimer's. We're praying for you, buddy.
Dude,
Bruce.
I'm not gonna lie. That would make the show a little even better.
Oh,
if he had the Alzheimer's.
I'm done.
Also, that show, maybe everybody should drink that 6-pack of Miller Lite first.
So, what do you guys think about the draft starting in less than a week?
Oh, I didn't think this day would ever fucking come. Please. Oh,
all the rumors everywhere. Rumors everywhere. I want the draft to come. I don't want to hear any more rumors. What could happen? I just want the draft to come.
You don't want to hear about Justin Jefferson?
No, stop.
Got in on Justin Jefferson.
No, I'm in rehab. My name is Greg, and I have a problem. I do not want to go back into rehab. That is not happening to me. Stop. Just stop.
I just got an alert said that they're actually in the room.
No,
right
it's
now.
opinionated. Or even said less than a 1% chance of happening. Just don't do this to me.
John Breach,
You're
friend
in
of
a
the
room.
show, Jim Breach's son, who's been on Bengals and Brews, he wrote an article. He said trades that could happen.
Okay,
He said it's a less than 1% chance. But
Okay.
it would be fun, Greg.
Hey, there's an article that I sleep with sheep. That I could sleep with sheep, but it's not going to happen.
Whoa, there's an article that you sleep with sheep.
That I could sleep with sheep, but it's not going to happen.
I believe it. If there's an article about it, it's got to be true.
Oh,
I was reading the comments, and then I just heard Greg say something about sleeping with sheep.
Yeah, what a weird thing to say.
What the fuck did I miss here?
There could be an article about me sleeping with sheep.
No.
Don't
Yeah,
believe
right?
it, guys.
Have you
What
ever
year
seen
was
the
that
movie?
in the?
Have you ever
What
seen
year was that in the
in the
Madeira
movie
press?
Blue Chips? Remember they were asking him about a scandal, the coach in the scandal. He's like, "Okay, what if I spread a rumor you sleep with sheep? Is that true?" So that's what made me think. Go watch the movie Blue Chips. That's where I got it from.
That was a hell of an attempt at a recovery, Greg, but now everybody thinks you fuck goats.
Hey, Chop just watched that. You don't remember that.
I did.
Remember, we just had him watch it.
Yeah, exactly. So you should know that, Chop. So yeah, no. I could write a rumor that Dale probably, I don't know, plays with dolls or something. Does that mean it's true?
I
Don't
did,
make
man.
me
I
put
like
the hat
playing
on.
with wrestling figures. Like, probably way too long in my life growing up.
I play with dolls.
Okay, not me.
And then.
No.
when you have kids,
Chop, don't.
You do whatever
Don't.
makes you happy.
Don't even.
What?
I thought you were going to say that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Greg is deathly afraid of dolls.
I was going to show it, but I won't.
Yeah. Don't.
The
Greg
fucking
will
hat,
run
man.
away.
The hat will send Greg into a tizzy.
Please don't.
We just see
Well,
Greg get up, turn
No,
around,
so-
run right through his window.
No.
Drives through his
So
window.
one morning I had to
Turn
text
around
Apple.
for a minute, Greg. Turn around for a minute because I want to show everybody the hat. Look at that. That fucker's beautiful, right?
It creeps Greg out.
It creeps Greg out.
It's a weird hat, but hey,
It is a weird hat.
it doesn't freak me out. But Greg,
All right,
he
Greg.
can't look
I
at
took it off, Greg.
He literally, Greg is like, don't.
I know.
I don't want to see anything doll related. There was a thing of Taylor Swift on her face on Chucky, and Greg like messaged me. He's like, dude, could you please not post?
Right.
Like, could you take
No.
that down? That's freaking me out.
Dale, I puked my guts out. I was like trying to get myself out of that, and you had to send it. I'm like, Dale, please don't.
Also, in the chat, let's get a vote here. Are bobbleheads dolls? Because Greg's fine with bobbleheads, hates dolls.
Yeah,
No.
that's a doll.
I said bobbleheads. It's a doll. It's a Joe
It's a
Goodberry
doll.
doll.
That's just like a doll.
It's not creepy though.
How's it?
Okay.
Okay,
This is
okay.
a-
Let me ask you this, Greg.
That's a little
What
baby's
if-
face.
What about a bobblehead of Chucky?
Go fuck off, Derek. No,
It's a bobblehead, though.
Derek. You know what my number one memory of Blockbuster was? I was with my mom at Blockbuster, and that thing was just staring at me. It literally got to my head. That thing was just staring at me. Chucky staring at me with that freaking knife, just staring at me. I was traumatized for life till I finally watched it and realized it was stupid, but it still traumatized me.
So I got one
I'm
on the
not
way
gonna-
to you, Annabelle bobblehead.
No, no.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
Derek,
I
Derek.
could like that.
Like, think of it as, so I have a niece now, and I am begging my sister-in-law no baby dolls. She's like, Greg, that's
You're
not going to
probably
happen.
telling your niece, like, don't bring that kid around until she's not a baby, because I don't like to look at baby dolls.
Yeah. I just don't, man.
Right. I had a cat phobia, and then we got 15 fucking cats. I had to get over it. Can you imagine, though, Greg, if you met somebody and they moved in and they were like a big doll collector?
Yeah, if it was American Girl dolls, I'm like, dude, they're going
Like
in the
you,
trash.
you didn't know that, but then you found out after they moved in, they started unpacking all their shit. Like you're at work one day.
No, my
Jump
sister-in-law
back
was
off
No,
the
a
shit.
Greg marries someone with a kid, and they have dolls, and it's like Greg's like, fuck them dolls. He just fucking takes them all and burns them. Like
He brings the wood chipper home from work, and he's out in the fucking backyard throwing their dolls in the wood
their
chipper.
baby doll, all the baby dolls.
Yes. The only
Fucking
thing is
kid.
he's making them do it because he won't touch them.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's making the kids throw their own dolls in the fucking wood chipper.
Oh, you ought to see. No. At work one time, my one coworker found a bunch of Cabbage Patch dolls, and they keep hiding dolls all around and all that and stuff. And yeah, and like they keep hiding them in drawers. And I'm like, God damn it.
Oh yeah, Greg has a bunch of bobbleheads, but he don't consider them dolls.
I don't consider them. It's weird. Like I say, dude, like they're not as realistic as a freaking yeah.
Yeah, what do you do at the game if people are dressed as
Not as
Chucky?
realistic.
No, there's an old couple that carries a Chucky doll around, and I told them, this is you guys are traumatized with that doll. There actually is a picture of me holding the Chucky doll.
There's also Bengals Chucky that comes to all the games. They put him on the jumbo.
No, that they told me. Well, get your fear. I'll send it to you guys. I have a picture of it.
Greg probably gets a little alert from the Bengals when they're about to put Bengal Chucky up on the jumbotron. Don't look at the jumbotron, Greg.
I'm not gonna lie. The guy that dresses up as Samwise kind of freaks me out a little bit.
See, there you go.
Is Samwise Pennywise the clown?
Yeah, Pennywise. Wait, Samwise Gamgee for Lord of the Rings?
Yeah,
Dude, I'm thinking
what
he's
the fuck
talking.
the Lord of the Rings guy do?
Right, I was thinking Samuel Tully from Game of Thrones.
I never watched that movie because I'm not really not a big fan of clowns.
Oh, Jesus Christ. We got fucking dolls and clowns in here.
Hey, no, Derek, same here, buddy. You're on this.
What about a clown doll?
Puppies.
Now they got over my cat phobias. I don't have any. You know what I'm scared of? I'm scared of, like, sticking my hand up a man's ass. I'm scared of that. Clowns I'm cool with. Dolls I'm cool with.
So Greg fucks sheep, and you're talking about sticking your hand up a man's ass?
Well, I'm not gonna lie, man. I did it last night.
Hey, T. Brookie says football. Anyone want to talk about
Yeah, really.
football?
Look, when you're a nurse, you might not want to stick your hand in a man's ass, but sometimes it happens.
It's what the job calls for.
It's what the job. Hey, look, I didn't like it when that guy was like, I helped him toilet, and then I said, he's like, puts the call light, like, I'm ready. And I go in there, like, you need to wipe up. And he was like, I can't reach back there. And I went, fuck. I said, hold on. Let me go get some gloves.
Chop, could you imagine working for a Vegas ER?
What?
Could you imagine working for a ER in Las Vegas?
It wouldn't, dude. I work in psych emergency. It would not get any different.
Hey, T. Brookie understands being an RN.
Awesome. Well, then you know.
Well, is it awesome?
I mean, I got to tell you though, working in psych, that was the
money's awesome.
See, there's only a few times that's happened, so I'm glad it doesn't happen every day. But
right.
Yeah, that's why I got into psych. I didn't want to deal with the nakedness.
Open heart surgery.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice. I could not do all that standing. Like, I've been in the operating room before when I was in clinicals, and I can't do all that standing. You just stand. It's horrible.
So what do you guys want to talk about? Bengals related. We did talk about. So we talked about some stuff. There were some tough, hard-hitting questions before you came on, Derek. Would you consider the Joe Burrow era a disappointment if they don't win a Super Bowl this year?
Yes.
This year? Yeah, this year.
I thought you was going to say, like, if he never won a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I don't necessarily.
Yeah, if he never wins one, obviously, I would agree with that.
Breaking news: if we don't win a Super Bowl, Orange Arrow Derek says, "Fuck Joe Burrow, trade his ass."
Oh yeah, man. Here's so who the hell is Mel Kiper anyways? So Duke Tobin's father passed away.
Oh,
and he was famous for that rant. Bill Tobin was like, "Who the hell is Mel Kiper anyway?"
Oh,
no. I mean, it was so. He was a long-time assistant with the Bengals for 20 years, right?
I don't know exactly what his role is, but I know he had some kind of role in the front office. I think.
Yeah, he was like a scout. I think he was like a scout to Duke, or it's like an advisor. But yeah, he was there for like 20 years with the Bengals. But yeah, no, he was very well remembered for that role. But yeah, no. Hey, thoughts and prayers to the Tobin family. You know, you're in our thoughts and prayers.
Hey, Anthony's got a question there to get back on track with. To talk a little football. It is a fun Friday. We are going to go off topic.
Right.
I got to go to prom. Not actually go to prom, but go watch prom.
Jeez.
And it's chaos in my house, so I can't show. But I do have to leave here in about a half an hour. Favorite for pick 18.
I had a hard time with this. I
really
have a hard time. I think mine is more like, what picks are you going to be super okay with at 18? Because I can be Let's
do two things, Chop. Let's do who would you love that you think could be there at 18, and who do you think the Bengals might pick at 18? So you can have two different picks.
I'll tell you who I would love is I'm really split 50-50. The closer it gets to the draft, and I told Greg this, the closer it gets to the draft, the more I'm like Murphy and Newton, I got them like 50-50. Like either one that we get, I'd be stoked. And I'm not going to lie, man, I'm starting to lean a little bit closer to Murphy just because I think he's going to be super fucking solid. I told Greg I think the difference between Murphy and Newton is like Latham and Mims. One of them I feel like is going to be super fucking solid for a long time and an elite player. And the other one has this upside that you can't fucking teach, this athletic gift, and that's Johnny Newton. You know, he has these like 4 or 5 moves that get past in the pass rush that are elite. But I'm 50-50. Those are the two picks I would love to have. I want to see this fucking defense just get after the quarterback. The pick I think they're going to make is unless there's a run on tackles, I think they're going to get a tackle. Now, it looks like they wanted Latham, but it looks like, man, Latham's stock is rising. Dave Lapham's talking about Latham being the best tackle in this draft over Joe Alt, and he's not the only one saying it. So
that's crazy talk to me over Joe Alt.
Yeah. I think that if we get a right tackle, it's going to beat Mims because I think that's who's going to be left when we pick at 18. But I think the Bengals pick a right tackle.
Greg?
Yeah, job. Man,
Who do you want? Who do
I want? You know what?
Yossi again.
What's that?
You want Yossi Vosh again.
What? Besides him.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm torn now because it was Newton. It was always Newton. But, man, Murphy's can climb up. Murphy, I like Murphy a lot. So I'm going to say Murphy. I'm really liking Murphy a lot. I still love Newton. I would be happy if we got Newton, obviously. But I'm going to say Murphy. I think it would fit us well. But Murphy, Jalen Jeremiah just came out and said he could go in the top 10 now. So I just don't know. Who I think it's going to be, Chop, I agree with you. The more I think about it, I think they're going to go tackle in the first round because I think there's good depth at D tackle in the second round. Because if you get in the second round, after those 6 linemen, there's a huge drop-off, I think. I think Fisher's going to be gone. So I think they're going to wait in the second round to get a DT. And like you said, Chop, Latham is going up on boards. I think it's going to be Mims.
Yeah.
Boingero.
So I'll give one guy that I really want, and this has come just recently because of the trade that you did in the Twitter mock draft, Dale. I would love to get Brian Thomas Jr. I think that's the guy that I'm falling on because I just love the thought of getting Brian Thomas Jr. and then trading T for possibly a later first-round pick and then being able to get with your second-round pick in your late first, your tackle and your defensive tackle.
Yeah.
But I see the Bengals getting Latham. That's the guy that I see them picking.
I think that's the guy they'd like.
I just don't think he's going to be there. I just don't think – Derek, I would have said Latham. I just don't think he's going to be there.
Yeah. I also want to say that after Greg was talking, I wanted to add in that I would not be surprised. It's so funny, Derek, you picked right up on it because I would not be surprised if we went wide receiver in round 1 because same thing with Jesse Bates, with Dax Hill. You know, the Bengals are drafting sometimes they draft for the next year's need, and I'm not against that. I mean, if we get a first-round wide receiver for the next 5 years with the fifth-year option to pair up with Jamar Chase, come on, there's no drop-off on our receiving course. I wouldn't be surprised if it's wide receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus,
Now-
I mean,
now,
Brian
once
Thomas
again-
would eat this season because you can have him going
yeah.
deep constantly. He's a phenomenal deep threat.
Yes.
Have him going deep with all the attention. He's going to get a lot of single coverage being the third wide receiver with T most likely still big here, as we assume. So even if you took him and you could play all three of them this season, then he takes over for T, and you could tag T next year and still trade him and
you could
get
have
a third round pick.
You could have T and Brian Thomas Jr. on the outside and Jamar Chase running the slot. Jesus Christ. Come on, man.
No, Brian Thomas. We get Brian Thomas.
Chase can play in the slot a lot. So, I mean,
that's what I said. Chase in the slot with Brian Thomas and T on the outside.
No.
And then Jatavion Sanders in the second round. Come on, man.
Yeah, and Chop, I know this is something that you did in a mock draft. So, like, we can do that next. We'll talk about guys off the radar maybe, and we'll start with you, Chop, because I think Cooper DeJean will be one, and he could stick at corner. And I think he would here. That he would be more of a corner because we loaded up on safety depth and talent. For me, I've been high on Johnny Newton. I'm not going to get off of that. Nothing's changed. Watch the tape. Love what he does on tape. I also like Byron Murphy. So if it was me personally, I would take one of those D tackles. We see all these guys getting paid, making $100 million. It's insane. If you're a good defensive tackle with some pass rush juice, you get $100 million. You get $100 million. You get $100 million. That's what's been happening. So I think if you're going to get one, it's certainly not going to be in free agency. I do think there's some guys you can get, but I don't know if they're going to be as good as the top two. But you can say the same about tackle, and that's ultimately, like you guys have said, I think that's the route they go. And I think Latham's off the board.
Yeah.
And I hope Fuanga, because there's an N that's not in there. So when you pronounce his name, it's Fuanga, even though it looks like Fuaga. So Fuanga and Mims, I think, are probably very high on the bench.
We need red tackles?
We need red tackles.
We need red tackles.
We need red tackles.
We need red tackles.
No.
Iceman said.
I saw
we know what you mean. I can't like tackles.
We love you, buddy.
We love you, bro.
I'm just saying, like, I don't know why you'd be shocked, Jeff, if we went wide receiver with T at the end of the contract. We don't expect him to be here next year.
No, I guarantee you know who's number one on the draft board? I guarantee you Malik Neighbors or Harrison is number one on the draft board.
Yeah, because if somehow
if they somehow, I'm just saying, they're not going to, they value receiver a lot. We can get receivers as early as the second round. They value receiver. Chop, man, I ain't going to bitch about Brian Thomas. I'd be okay with Brian Thomas.
But I don't think we go that route. And I think that people just need to, we know this about Frank Pollock. He loves big offensive tackles. We brought in Trent Brown. We have Orlando Brown. He drafted Mekhi Becton with the Jets in the first round when he was with the Jets. So I think Latham is probably, if Pollock gets the influence and they're going to let him get a guy for the future, Trent Brown has made it through 2 seasons his whole career healthy. 2. He's played the whole season 2 times out of 9.
2 times.
So you can't fully rely on that. Plus, just for us, like when we were in the Super Bowl, we're patchwork line in the Super Bowl. I think we win one. Back in the AFC Championship, patchwork offensive line. So having the depth isn't going to be a bad thing. Protecting Burrow isn't going to be a bad thing. I like all those options. I do think Mims scares the hell out of me. But I'd be, I could fully see the Bengals doing it. And his upside is crazy. Like, he is already a very good blocker, limited snaps, but his technique, his blocking, everything is phenomenal. The size, the athleticism, you can't teach it. So I'm not going to be mad if it's any of those guys. I do think Fuanga is getting a little, lost in the shuffle a little bit. So, because he's almost 6'6", 324.
Right.
From Oregon State. So I think he could be and Troy Fautanu from Washington could be another guy, that they potentially would snack up.
Troy, I feel like
falls.
No, I would definitely not complain. Do you think but is he big enough for Frank Pollock's? How tall is Falatani.
Yeah, he's
6'3",
more like
right?
6'4".
6'4".
Yeah, 6'4" maybe.
Right. So they would view him as a guard. I don't know if they would do that.
Potentially, and I think he could be, and that's where I have him on my board is as a guard because I think he could be an all-pro guard. I think he's got that kind of talent. Graham Barton, we never talk about. I know Mon Abelshan, he kind of said, I could see the Bengals taking him. And I was listening to a podcast the other day, and they were talking, it was Dane Brugler and them guys. And they were saying, Graham Barton, the comparison they get from scouts and different NFL GMs and stuff, people bring up Zach Martin, who played left tackle in college, ended up moving to guard and going to he was a 10-time All-Pro, for Dallas.
Yeah.
So we can't rule out Graham Barton because they also talked about, it was Nate Tice on that podcast that talked about it for The Athletic. He talked about, he thinks he'd be a good right tackle. He played left tackle at Duke. He's played center. He could basically play anywhere on the line. So can't rule out Graham Barton even at 18. That never gets talked about. So I'll kick off that. A surprise pick. And that's for Mon that kind of said that. And then listening to that, I'm like, you know what? That could happen. So I'll start with my surprise pick could be Graham Barton. And Chop, who do you think could be a surprise pick that we don't talk about as much at pick 18?
Well, so my thing was when I posed this question to Greg, when we weren't sure if you were going to be on the show, I said, let's do something like this because last year, who in the hell thought that the Bengals were going to draft Myles Murphy? Nobody, that wasn't on the radar.
Nope.
And so I just feel like the Bengals, there's a possibility they're going to come at us with a position that we're thinking, we're on here like the trenches. What do you think they're going to draft? I know that Derek said wide receiver, but we're like, I think they're going to draft the trenches, defensive tackle, offensive tackle. Maybe they don't. Maybe they're okay. Maybe they're like, hey, this team looks pretty good. Let's go best player available. And then positions that we weren't thinking, like, no fucking way they sign a safety, right? We just got Geno Stone. We got Von Bell back. We got Jordan Battle, possibly Dax Hill, which honestly I think he's moving to corner. But these are positions we don't need. I don't think that it's a huge pressing need for a corner because I think Dax Hill's going. So my thing is, what if we go get a corner in the first round? We're going to have Terry and Arnold, possibly could have Terry and Arnold down there or
Quentin Mitchell.
But I think when I did it, I think in the second round I picked up Cooper DeJean, which would be a surprise to me because I don't think in the first two rounds we get a corner. Maybe we go for depth. Also, DJ Ivy's coming back. And he really started to turn it on at the end of the year.
Well, we don't know when he's coming back, though, off the ACL.
No, but, he's going to be back this season at some point, probably.
Yeah, we saw, even Cheeto the first half, and Cheeto was injured way earlier than what Ivy was. So Ivy might not make an impact at all, and we lost Cheeto.
Well, but, I see us drafting the corner, but not in the first couple rounds. So that's why I said, there's a lot of mocks I do, and Terry and Arnold falls right to us. And then he's looking you in the face, and you're like, defensive end too, man. Dallas Turner's fallen to me quite a few times because there might be a run on tackles. There might be these three or four top tier wide receivers. There might be a run on them. But I think that a surprise pick to me would be a corner, whether that be Terry and Arnold, Quentin Mitchell, or Cooper DeJean.
Yeah, Quinyon, I think, fits their, the speed.
Yeah.
The 4.3 kind of speed that they like, and he's had a great process. So if Quinyon fell to 18, I think he would definitely be in the conversation.
If him
I would not
Terry and Arnold were both there, Dale, which one would you want?
I have Arnold ranked higher.
Yeah.
I like the way he tackles.
He's physical, man. That dude's
because he's a former safety. But the Bengals, the way they valued speed lately, Cam Taylor-Britt 4.3, DJ Turner 4.26, Dax Hill 4.3. Terry Arnold ran a 4.5. So that's the reason I think maybe they wouldn't go that route, and they'd be higher on Quinyon for the Bengals just based off of that.
Yeah,
but I don't know that for sure.
It sounds like we're in the Marvin Lewis era. We would probably go Arnold. Is that correct? Because Lewis liked the big physical corners, right?
He's not big though. That's the thing. Oh, okay. Hell, Marvin probably liked Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Oh, I'd be okay with that then. But no, I'll give you another surprise pick. I know this would shock everybody. Like me and Chopper talked about this last night. I'll give you one guy. I think someone told me they heard something like, what if Dallas Turner fell down to the Bengals? I know we picked up a pass rusher last year with Murphy, but you can never have too many pass rushers. But be honest, say if, even though I think Dallas Turner's going to be gone, say if Dallas Turner is sitting there for you at 18, you can't just ignore that, right?
No. I think he could go, to Atlanta at 8 makes a ton of sense. Going to their new coach, Raheem Morris. He's a defensive guy. I think he would love him.
Yeah.
I could see him going that high. If he is there at 18, he's in consideration, but I just don't see it. It's Jared Verse, same thing, Dusty. Like, I just can't see a defensive end because we need to see more out of Myles Murphy. We need to let Myles Murphy play more. I still think they have faith in Joseph Osai getting back to what we've seen the year before last year toward the end of the season.
Right, and Verse is another guy I've been seeing on there. I'm just saying, if he's the best player available, you have to consider it.
That's what I'm saying. Like in my scenario, the Bengals are set on their team, and they're like, let's go BPA.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not ruling it out. It would be a surprise pick. I think that's a good call. The defensive end would be a surprise pick, but at the same time, man, I think that would be a little underwhelming for me. And I wasn't upset with the Myles Murphy.
No.
No, I wasn't upset either. I mean, I was shocked because I thought it was going to be Michael Mayer, but I said to myself, one thing that we needed was pass.
Don't lie, you were upset.
Greg, you fucking,
was with you.
I turned around and Greg was gone. It was like, what the fuck happened to Greg?
I was shocked. I wasn't pissed off. I was shocked.
You were initially pissed off. It's okay to.
I was initially pissed off, but once I did thinking into it, I'm like, okay, it makes sense because I said, what is the one thing that I said we needed after losing to that Chiefs was pass rushing. So I had to go back to myself. I was wanting Michael Mayer. I was on the Michael Mayer train. I don't want to say the word pissed off. I was in complete shock.
So but in that moment, you punched a kid in the face.
I didn't. Oh, here we go.
We need Greg to record something of if we take this person or this position, I won't be pissed off, and he can carry that around. And if we take some,
no. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was a little disappointed we did not get Michael Mayer. I was disappointed, but I guarantee you, everybody at Paycor Stadium thought it was going to be Michael Mayer. I can guarantee you that. The majority of the people did.
We could make up for it this year and get Brock Bowers. He could slip to 18 too, and that's another pick I wouldn't be upset about.
No, you know what? I'm just not buying that he's going to be there. But if he's going to be there, I shouldn't bitch if we got it. Usually when I say we're not going to get a tight end, like one year when they said Jermaine Gresham, I'm like, no, we've ignored tight ends so many times. So it's normally when we don't get a tight end. I think we don't get a tight end.
I think that Joe Goodberry has Brock Bowers like in his. I saw it. Oh man, I want to say it's like top 5 players or something like that.
No. Let me look that up, Chop. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I mean, he does have your boy board.
He does have. He's 5th on yours.
Yeah.
And he does have he does have Malik Neighbors way over Marvin Harrison. Like probably not way over by skill position, but
I
like
was gonna say
by the numbers.
Definitely not way over.
But he did fuck up. He's also got Drake May above fucking Jaden Daniels. So I don't know if I can trust that guy all the way.
No doubt.
It's a little suspect.
No. Hey, the one year I got pissed off when we took Andrew Whitworth, and when I wanted that big tight end Leonard Pope out of Georgia, man. So I mean, the times I've gotten pissed off, so turned out for the better. So maybe this should.
All right, Derek. Do you have? Because Derek still hasn't given him.
So I'm gonna do mine a little different. I'm gonna do mine as I would be surprised if they picked this, and I'm gonna get a lot of hate. I'd be surprised if they took defensive tackle in round 1. I really would. As much as I would love to see a Newton or a Murphy, you got to look at the history. They don't value the position as much. They've got B.J. Hill, so it's going to be a position and a player that would be splitting snaps. So yeah, I would be surprised if they took a defensive tackle in the first round. And tied in, though,
there goes
honestly,
our dreams.
because I know everybody loves Brock Bowers, but I've heard that Gesicki, I'm becoming a Gesicki slurper.
There we go.
I've heard that this dude is looking yoked. He is looking a lot bigger. I think it was maybe Dave Lapham said that this dude was a lot bigger than he thought he was.
Yeah, long arm.
So,
Like his arms are long. He's a hell of a pass catcher. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
he really is.
So those,
Robert
those
here.
would be two surprise picks for me.
So he asked if I ever heard of Frank Crown. Yeah. So O lineman, I think he's a tackle. Had a phenomenal combine. That's what made me go back and watch him. But man, he needs some work. There's also the issue of he had something with like a heart issue that kept him out of like practices initially last year, but he obviously got cleared, played the whole season. Still, I believe it's Wyoming or Montana, one of those fucking places. But yeah, I think there's something to work with. We're talking like, 6th, 7th round type of player for Frank Crown, but I definitely think, and he has elite hair, by the way. If you haven't seen him, look it up. Elite hair.
Like this?
No, it's not quite that great.
Yeah, that's right.
It's close.
You got to work real hard to get hair like that.
All right, what else you guys got? I got about 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, what else you got, Greg? Greg threw me a bunch of topics last night.
Yeah, and then Chop got mad at me. I'm just kidding. No, he didn't.
So
Yeah.
No. Hold on 1 second. Here's what I got here. If I shit.
All right.
No, I didn't lose it. No, yes, I did. Oh, yeah, here we go.
This man's having a personal
Hold on a
conversation
minute.
with himself.
let me take 10 minutes to find this conversation.
Yeah, here we go. Okay. What type of running? I know we kind of discussed this, but you know how bad my memory gets sometimes.
Nope, we already discussed it. It could be any type of running back. We have another question because you took too long. Get the next question ready. So Gesicki, 700 yards this year. Taking the over, under. Need the answer now. 700 yards. I'm going to say under just because we always have guys that get like 500.
I'm going over.
Yeah.
Because Joe Burrow makes tight ends rich.
It'll be close. I'm going to go slightly.
Didn't Hurst have over 700 yards?
No.
Well, that was because we had Tyler Boyd. With Tyler Boyd not being here, like I said, it depends on when we draft the receiver, or if we draft Brock Bowers. Obviously, that's going to take a lot of catches away from Gesicki, or the yards away from Gesicki. But as of right now, I'll go over.
Did Uzama have over 700?
That is a very good point. Nope.
Son of a bitch. Maybe I'm with the under.
They're
now.
all like 400 to 500 yards is what we found.
Who's
And
the
that's
best
why
pass
I
catcher?
said under.
But the best pass catcher out of all of them is going to be Gesicki.
Yep.
So I'm going to stick with my over, man.
No, I'll go slightly over. I'm going to think 750, 800. I think
I'm going 701, Greg, and a half.
I mean, if he gets to 600, 650, and
Right.
he's a red zone target and gets, 5 or 6, 7 touchdowns,
11.
that'd be
He's getting
great.
11 touchdowns.
Over under 9 touchdowns for Gesicki.
Over. I just said 11, Greg. 11 touchdowns,
You said 9. I'll go
701.5
under.
yards.
I'll say he gets like 500 yards and 6 touchdowns.
Derek,
550, 600 yards.
Derek, you're the betting master. What do you think?
I was thinking like 808. So just because of what you said, Greg, as of right now, with no
He's
Tyler
a fully
Boyd
bought in
and-
slurper. He just said 800
Yeah.
yards and 8 touchdowns.
Yeah,
He
depending
did,
on,
man.
I am.
You drank the
Dude,
fucking
I'm telling
juice.
you, like I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. And he's wearing a Cincy hat. Shout out Cincy hat. They're coming to the draft event from 5 to 7.
Where
They're
you
going
can
to have
pick up
the
this.
Eclipse hats that we got.
Next
They're gonna be
Friday.
fucking gorgeous. 1 week away.
absolutely.
I like wearing a variety of hats, man, but I'm not kidding. Like when I go to leave the house, I have to, if I wear a different hat than this one, I have to tell myself, like, you can't wear it every day, Chris. Just pick a different hat because this hat is beautiful.
Yeah.
But yeah, Derek, like I say. But go ahead.
You want to see it here behind my microscope? Look at that. Oh, yeah.
And the fact that Chop has a microscope by his computer tells you he bought that just for hookers.
I do a lot of Telesat.
No, you got to use the microscope. It looks huge.
That's right. Here, let me show you. No, I'm just kidding. Do that. That's later. I have a meeting
Says,
later
this
tonight.
is just a light. This is just a light. And then he plops it out and says, this is what you're getting.
Right. It's just my ring light.
Yeah.
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 Cock ring light. What were we talking about? Jasecki?
Yagaseki, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That dude's going to do good. Phenomenal. 701.5 yards, 11 touchdowns.
701.5.
Yeah, 1.5.
Yeah, 1.5.
701.5 yards.
Nice.
That's the over.
Oh, here's one. Over or under. We go offense within three of our first 5 picks.
No. Our offense was
Under.
okay last year. Our defense was fucking 31st.
Well, you can't say 3 exactly because I'll say push. I think we take 3 of the first 5 picks, our offense. Say 2.5. I'll say over.
All right, 2.5. I'm not a betting expert.
I'll say under.
I'll say over under 3.75.
I take the under because I think it'll be 3 of the 5 first picks.
All right, there we go.
Because I could see us taking O-line, like O-tackle.
Receiver.
I could see us taking receiver, and then I could see one of tight end, running back, interior O-line.
Over under chop shits his pants. So.
All right, Greg, you got
shit my pants.
I'll find Derek loves to bet stuff. So there's some stuff here on some draft odds. I know that gets Derek's wood going.
Oh, he's
I've got a bone to pick with, and we need to clip this and tag BetJack on it. I've got a bone to pick with BetJack because BetJack is an Ohio sports book, and there are no odds for the Bengals and their 18th pick. You know, normally last year, I forget which website it was. It had, what are the odds? It was like plus 400. I can't remember what the odds were for the Bengals to pick a defensive lineman, and I bet that one. And this year I can't, and I'm not very happy.
Hey, if we get what is it? Is it DJ? Who's the corner? DJ Tampa?
Yeah, DJ
Tampa.
Well, who's the DJ corner?
DJ Turner that you love.
No, there's one in the draft that's a DJ, or is it a safety? DJ James.
DJ James is a corner from Auburn. Yeah.
All right. So if we get DJ James in our backfield, in our secondary, we'll have DJ James, DJ Turner, and DJ Ivy when he gets better.
There you go. The DJs.
Go DJ.
There will be a
DJ. Yeah.
The DJs.
And you gotta get a dance ready too.
No, God.
Yeah, that's right. And you got to do it before Dale leaves. And earlier in that draft, we could get the Murphy boys up on the line.
I'll be back.
All right. I hit a couple betting things. We got Marvin Harrison at 4.5. Over under. That's a tough one because if somebody trades up for a quarterback, that's why it's at 4.5.
Yeah.
Also, that 4.5 is saying, do you think it's the first wide receiver off the board is Marvin Harrison or Malik Neighbors? That's what that 4.5 is saying.
And Neighbors is at 5.5, which also could potentially hinge on. I think I would feel better about taking Neighbors at 5.5 than somebody takes him over Marv than I would feel about taking Marv at 4.5 because I think somebody could trade up for the 4th pick.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Brian Thomas is 17.5 for Thomas. So if he went to the Bengals at 18, it'd be over. But if he goes to the Jaguars at 17, it'd be under.
I think that Thomas is going to be gone when the Bengals pick.
So you take the under.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to be there. But then again, I don't think Brock Bowers is going to be there. And I don't think that Miles Murphy or Johnny Newton are going to – anybody that I want in my mind really bad, I just don't think they're going to be there.
Here's another receiver. Go ahead, Derek. Go ahead.
I was going to say one really, really interesting one that I've seen. And that's because history bets against it. Never in the history of the NFL has there been more than 8 offensive linemen drafted in the first round. And if you look on BetJack, they've got the over-under set at 9.5.
What?
Offensive linemen, though, so that could be people
Jackson Powers, Johnson,
centers. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it could go over 9.5. Yeah, for sure. Close. That's a good number.
Industries, we didn't get a chance to bet, but Greg didn't put anything on his face.
Yeah, I didn't have the time today.
Right. No mayonnaise today.
Bowers is at 11.5. So if you're wanting him at 18, it's the over-under is at 11.5. Sanat is at 64.5. So if you're wanting him in the third, it's looking.
I really
Wiley.
don't pay. I don't pay enough attention to the other teams to sit there and think like you and Parker are going to do. You guys got that show tomorrow?
Yeah, 11 o'clock tomorrow. Parker and I will do a 2-round mock draft for every team.
Oh, nice.
11 a.m. So early in the morning. Even earlier his time.
Okay, you guys ready for this?
Y'all ready for this?
No, I'm just going to make you stand up for a while.
You're right.
Troy fought Utano 16.5. So he could go earlier. I want to get some of the linemen that are close. It's got Fuaga at 12.5, Latham at 14.5. So you're saying they're going. It's got Mims at 24.5. So if we take him at 18, I would probably. I know there's some talk that he could fall to the second. It may literally hinge on us liking Mims. Latu's at 17.5.
How much, man? You need the betting odds where if there's a run on tackles and Mims is sitting there at 18 or 17, we need a bet on the Steelers jumping ahead of us and grabbing him.
Yeah.
So Newton's at 18.5. That's interesting on here.
Man, I see everybody talking about he's a second-round prospect, and then he didn't do himself any good when he didn't test at his pro day.
Right. Thumbs up. Murphy's 16.5, and there's talk that he could go in the top 10. And this was from last week. It could all change by now.
Yeah.
Corners, you mentioned like it's got Quinion at 13.5, Arnold at 15.5, Cooper DeJean at 20.5. So closest one to the Bengals, like you kind of alluded to, Chop, could end up being him. That's about it. We'll let Greg dance. Braden Fisk, 49.5. We pick at 49. So it could be a second round.
I would
Fisk,
not mind.
Get.
Him and Chris Jenkins are my second-round picks.
You could get Mims, who's been injured a lot, and you could get Fisk, who has short arms and is 24 years old. There'd be people mad, but I could see that being the two picks. All right, Greg, dance, baby.
God damn you.
A motherfucking chainsaw. Skin your ass raw.
Song of the day. And okay, they're celebrating the 25-year anniversary, so that's how old I'm getting these days and all that stuff. But Mbop by Hanson.
Make him on the big screen.
There's so many relationships this life, but only one or two will last. You go through all the pain and strife. Life, it got so fast. Oh, yeah!
This is
It
Hanson?
goes so fast. Yeah. Who's not the ones who really care? In the end, they'll be the ones there. When you get old and your hair, do you tell me who still cares? Can you tell me who still? God, I hate these lyrics. Oh, this is a bop. I do bop.
Bop, breaking to the dad bop.
I do. Yeah. Bop. I do bop. And I do bop.
Come on,
And I do.
bop.
Oh, yeah. Hey, no, yeah. And a bop. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's it. I'm tired as hell. I'm done.
Man, we got to make that shit go viral.
You had a chance to make that the greatest thing ever, Greg.
What do you mean? Oh,
You
fuck.
could have went dot bot and then went into the dot bot.
Dot bot. Dot bot.
God, fuck you all.
Dot bot.
Don't ruin the good song, damn it.
My dot bot.
Greg gets done with that little spectacle and he says, "Don't ruin the damn song." Oh man, that's what Fridays are for, man.
Thanks.
Fucking
Fun
Friday.
Friday.
I gotta go to prom.
Hey, play who
Guys.
got at the prom. Do the dot
Hope
bot
you
at the
get
prom,
laid.
Dale. Let's do it.
No,
do it.
I'm not invited to that part of the prom.
I
Oh,
hope you get laid, Dale.
No,
The prom.
no. Well, I hope I get laid from my wife after the prom, but it's
That's what
probably
I'm saying.
All right. Maybe I'll slip a roofie in her drink. I'm just kidding.
Dancing, Jeff. You missed the dance.
Bye.
Bye, Dale. See you. Love you, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, that fucker's
buddy.
on.
Yeah.
You
So
out
we
too,
do
Derek?
Man, no, not yet. I was just about to say, like, I've never been on this side of the fence before. You know, normally I'm the one that
What do you mean?
everybody says, I'm glad that fucker's gone.
Yep.
Yeah. We can't wait until you leave every day. We're like, God
Yep.
damn it. We have a little Bengals and Brews chat that doesn't have you. Oh, wait, I wasn't. That's right, Greg. I wasn't supposed to tell him.
I figured as much.
Yeah. No, but it is the weekend, man. It's our last weekend that we won't know
We
who
won't.
the Bengals drafted.
Like this Friday, we'll actually know who our first pick is. That's so weird. It just crossed my head. We'll actually know who our first pick is come next Friday.
Thursday, Greg.
Yep.
No, I know that.
Oh, because we're going to trade back our pick 18 and get JJ. All right. I thought you were over it and weren't talking about it,
Yeah.
but that's probably true. We're
Hey, who
probably gonna
knows?
do just like
Hey, you know what?
Greg
I'm just going
said.
to go along with everything I hear.
Round one, in round one, we're going to get the LSU wide receiver, and his name is Justin Jefferson. With our pick 18, we're going to use it.
Yes, it is. My man, I was playing Madden. I didn't put Jefferson on the Bengals. I didn't want to do it, but I was playing Madden, throwing to Jefferson. I'm like,
Can you
God
change
damn.
their number on Madden? Can you make him number 2?
Oh, you can do anything. Sure.
Yeah, if he comes back, I know. If for
You'd
some
have to
reason
talk
that
to
deal
Money
happened,
Mac. He'd have to pay Money Mac, though. For
please, they'll work it out.
Oh, yeah. With his money,
You
they'll
know?
work it out.
Yeah. Anyway, you guys got anything else?
Nope.
All right. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank you to everybody. Go
Okay,
ahead.
Derek, did you have anything?
I was just going to say the only thing I was left to say is this time next week you'll be listening to Bengals and Brews through all your podcast forms, and we will have a post-draft discussion on
And
what we think
Yeah.
about this pick.
there is a possibility we'll have our first round pick on the show with us. That possibility is 0.00001% chance,
But there's
but
a
it's a
chance.
possibility.
But there's a chance.
There's a chance.
There's as much chance of that as there is Justin Jefferson.
Greg has already got floaters out to about 15 different players that are in the draft that we can
Oh, yeah.
talk
No,
in the draft to
I
see if
said,
they'll
hey,
come on.
if you come to the Bengals, we'd love to have you on the show. If one of them gets drafted by the Steelers, like, hey, I can come on the show. No, thank
fuck
you.
Nope. It's like Darnell Washington last year. Fuck that guy.
Yep.
He's dead to us.
Yep.
Anyway, enjoy your weekend. It's the last weekend that you're going to have not knowing who the Bengals drafted. So thank God it's almost here.
Thank God.
Yes.
All right. I know Israel and Iran trying to fuck it up for us, but we're going to get this draft done. So,
And tomorrow's the first day of turkey season, so go out there and get your
of course,
thunder chicken.
thank God. Thank God we know that now. That tomorrow's the first week of turkey season.
Turkey season,
Everybody get
all
out there
right.
and shoot your fucking turkey.